Guys, welcome back to the channel. So we're going to do a little series on dissecting velocity banking. Velocity banking has been gaining a lot more and more traction. What I've noticed is at some point, is velocity banking always the best strategy? No, there are times where, other strategies such as debt snowball, debt avalanche, extra payments could actually be better than velocity banking. We're not necessarily comparing velocity banking with any other methods. What we're going to do is we're going to open this up and actually see all of the different areas that makes it, I guess in a way you can think of it like a cause and effect on a certain situation and how effective it could or could not be. So let's get into the video.
Let's create a budget. Let's get out of debt. Let's build wealth.
Okay guys, in this video we're going to look at credit cards. So velocity banking and its relationship to credit cards, and we're not necessarily going to be looking at any third party but just credit card itself. So the most effective way with a credit card, really, you hear people talk about velocity banking with a credit card. If it's straight credit card, no third party involved, it's kind of like almost reverse velocity banking. You're basically taking money that you would have been spending on everyday bills and putting it onto, say, like a credit card, and then you would take that cash that you was going to be sending, you would send it to a amortized loan or some big kind of debt. Kind of, if you're thinking of velocity banking with a credit card, just like a one-time use, you gotta kind of think of it as a one-time use. So think of it kind of like just a standard battery and a rechargeable battery. So if you're using, if you have a product that requires power, you can use the standard battery. It works just as fine as a rechargeable battery. The only difference is when that battery is done, you're going to dispose of it and get a new battery. And with a line of credit or some other revolving account, you're just going to reuse it over and over. So let's take an example and look at this. Let's assume you're paying $10,000 in expenses every month. You have a credit card with $10,000 available balance, but you're just paying these expenses out of your checking account. It could be childcare, utilities, rent, groceries, everything. All your expenses come out to $10,000 a month. I understand by dissecting this and understanding the way velocity banking with a credit card could work, you also see it's going to be effective if you have a higher enough balance on your credit card and you have enough expenses coming out to where it's affecting. I mean, you're basically not really paying attention, but those expenses coming out, it's higher enough for like a single chunk amount. So assuming this situation, understand this situation is you're not really in any financial, debt or nothing. It's not a hardship. This is just a normal thing that you do every month. Then, you got to understand, like being able to understand when to use certain situations and velocity banking is what's really important. To try to assume that it's just going to solve all your problems, with a low cash flow and unideal situation, it's not going to happen if it's just straight credit card. But this example is just looking at a credit card with velocity banking without any third party or any other leverage. So let's just assume that this was going on every month. You have a credit card sitting there, you're not using it, it's just sitting there. You're paying all your bills paid out of your account. Then you decide to buy a new car that's going to cost you $10,000. And so what you would do is, since a car is an amortized loan, and the big thing about amortized loans are it's that interest in the beginning. That beginning interest is what costs so much money. And, because most of that money would go into interest and less is going to principal. But over time, it starts to reverse that order. So you can reverse that order all up front, all at once. It's basically like you're technically just, as soon as you get this, you're refinancing at a lower rate. So since you can't directly send that $10,000 to the credit card straight from your car, what you would do is you would transfer the expenses to the credit card. those expenses that was coming out of your checking account every month, like you were just normally doing, you would just run them through the credit card. And by doing that, those expenses, that credit card payment is not due. The statement's not even going to come out for another 15, 20 days. And after that, you're still going to have another 5 or 10 days to pay it. So you're basically taking that money that you would have used and pushing that out 1 month. You would then take that 10,000 that was going to be paid. Now that all your bills are still paid that month, it's just being put on the card. And then that 10,000 in cash that would have been coming out to pay those bills with, you would now transfer to the card. And that'll pay that car loan off. So you no longer have a car loan now. You have 10,000. You still owe the 10,000. Now you owe them on the credit card instead of owing it on an amortized loan. You just transferred from a simple interest to from amortized to a simple interest. So what will happen is, as you get paid next month, the whole 10,000, you'll pay the card off. So you're gonna have zero interest on this card. You're gonna pay the card off every month, and then you're gonna continue to charge the bills. And as that 10,000 goes into the card to pay it off, those bills will slowly be charged off every month still, except that payment, however much that car payment would have been on the amortized loan, that's the cash flow that will stay in the card. So that's going to take a basically lower balance. It's going to lower that balance until those bills have to come out. Once they come out, the car payment will stay in the credit card, and then the next month you'll just rinse and repeat. You'll pay the card off. You're able to pay the card off every month because you had enough. That was your original expenses anyway. You're just leaving them in the card, and as you do that, you're keeping that balance low and low, and you're paying less interest on the credit card than you were on the actual amortized loan, that set loan that what you would have been paying. And then as that cash flow balance stays in, as the card payment money stays in the credit card, and as you keep the cash in the credit card, you keep repeating this over and over until the credit card is paid off. Essentially, all you did was switch amortized loan to a simple interest loan, and basically made it revolving. Guys, I hope this helped to understand how a credit card can be used for velocity banking without using any other third party and making it more revolving. It's basically a one-time refinance of an amortized loan into a simple interest loan, and then being able to utilize cash that you can't stick in an amortized loan and pull back out, being able to just set it in a credit card until it's needed, leaving that monthly payment that would have been paying the car off in there, reducing that balance. So technically we're reducing the balance right away, but that's a temporary reduce to keep that interest rate low. And then as the cash flow stays in, it permanently reduces it simultaneously. Guys, if you found value in this video, I would appreciate a thumbs up. If you have any questions, just leave them in the comments below. I'll get to them as soon as I can. If you found value, again, a thumbs up would be appreciated. Don't forget to subscribe and hit the notification bell, and I'll see you in the next video.